Gamers, I am going to start this video with a bold take. There is a nearly perfect game contained within Assassin's Creed Shadows. Unfortunately, that perfect game is mired down by a bunch of sticky, unnecessary bloat. On one hand, Shadows is a smooth, exceedingly stylish ninja game with a surprising amount of emotional depth. On the other hand, it is slow, clunky, and boring. I know a lot of people are going to just write this game off without even trying it because Ubisoft bad. And I understand that, and I am all for slagging off Ubisoft when they deserve it, alright? If you want to just see me be mean to them, you can go watch my Star Wars Outlaws videos, but I am the arbiter of balance, the speaker of truth. And the truth is, Shadows pleasantly surprised me. I like this game. The thing I can't figure out, though, is how much do I like this game?
On the one hand, gold. On the other hand, painful, agonizing failure.
Just quickly, before I even start talking about the game itself, I want to say how shocked I was at how well this game ran. My PC is like below the minimum requirements, and I was still able to run the game in 1440p with like pretty smoothly. So well done there, especially with how good the game looks. This is one of the most absolutely gorgeous video games that has ever been made. I don't care how much you hate Ubisoft, you at least have to admit it looks incredible. Even playing the game on low settings like I was is very impressive. So, let's talk about the story, because the story is easily what surprised me the most. I had very low expectations going into this because the last game by Ubisoft that I played was Star Wars Outlaws. That game was written about as well as... Is it low-hanging fruit to compare it to the prequels? The ironic thing is that they spent so much of the marketing with that game trying to push Rey Vess. I am the first person who's made that joke, shut up. They were trying to push her as this strong female protagonist, and that was like a major selling point of the game. And then they went, and the next game they released, where they spent all the marketing on Yasuke, they made a much better female protagonist. Now he is great. I almost can't believe I'm saying this, but Ubisoft wrote a character with actual depth, flaws, and development. I don't even have a joke for that. That's just like, that feels weird to say, but here we are.
My father taught me to survive. And every day since, I have thought of only one thing. Making you suffer.
I do hope that they don't take the wrong lesson from this. The key to writing a good... I shouldn't have to be the one telling this to a billion-dollar company. The key to writing a good female protagonist is to write a good character who is female, not an invincible one. Girl bossness lies in overcoming adversity, not facing it. Does that make sense? Really, my only explanation is that this must have been some sort of accident. I feel like they couldn't have done this on purpose, given their track record. So the game begins with you playing as fake-out main character Yasuke. You arrive as a slave to some Christians who are on a mission to meet Oda Nobunaga. To seek... what is it? They want to, like, request... They're there to request safe passage for Christians throughout Japan. But then Nobunaga's like, your Christians are already all over Japan, so like, why are you here? And they don't really have a good answer for that. But Nobunaga takes an interest in you because he's never seen a black dude before. So, and also, I'm a history nerd, alright? So I did let out a little squeal of joy when he said this.
Very well. Though he is good for little more than bearing your sandals.
Under me, sandal bearers become lords.
I was like, ooh, Toyotomi Hideyoshi's gonna be in the game. How cool is that? I'm a dork, I know. Alright, just leave me alone. Anyway, after you experience racism, it is time for the most preferred of samurai activities, massacring civilians. You set out with Nobunaga with the objective of conquering Iga, and it goes pretty well. You do kill lots of civilians and conquer the place, but there's a little cutscene, and it looks like Yasuke is rather uncomfortable with the whole ordeal, but nowhere near as uncomfortable as Naui. Because this is where we flash back a couple hours and switch perspectives to the actual main character, Naui, a young shinobi from the Iga province, and just in time to basically witness everybody she's ever known and loved be murdered. Fun. You start out trying to find your dad until you get shot. Ow. But you kind of shrug it off, and then quick fight before you do meet up with Dad, and Dad is like, I'm gonna go join the army and fight back in the most, like, oh yeah, he's 100% gonna die way possible.
I'm coming with you.
No. I need you elsewhere. Run to the Kufu, the mountain. The door will open. To this blade is a key.
What?
Inside the coffin is a box. Protect it with your life.
Chichiue!
You said you wanted help. Now's the time.
And then he sends you to guard a box. What's in that box? I don't know, because he also tells you not to open it, and Naui is nothing if not a rules lawyer. Anyway, you're standing guard, and then... Ow! That looks incredibly painful. Holy crap. So, you get knocked out, and then, surprise, Dad is alive. He actually didn't die when he went off to join the army. That's a miracle. He does have an arrow sticking out of his back, though, so that's not great. He manages to get you all the way to Tomiko, though, and she is a nice lady who patches you up and then says some kind of horrifying things when you get up and are like, it's time for revenge. Your first objective is to hunt down the man who tried to kill you and stole your box. And it goes pretty well, all things considered. You track him down, assassinate him, and then you make your grand escape. Oh, no, wait, we got shot again. Except this one looked far more painful. I don't know what happened the first time, but, ow. Oh my god. Dad does come to save you again, but it doesn't work out as well for him this time. This is where I would like to highlight some of the voice acting in this game. It's pretty great sometimes.
How did you feel when your father disowned you?
Lost.
When my father died, there was a moment when it felt like he was everywhere, all around me. The next moment, he was nowhere. I felt devoured by emptiness. I thought killing Wada Koretake would fill it. These men are dead because of me.
Whoever plays Naui, Jesus Christ, she smashes it out of the park, especially in these emotional scenes. I have seen online some people saying they don't like her voice actor because she can be kind of monotone at times. But like, yeah, she's a ninja on a stealth mission to assassinate people. She's not going to be like super animated and enthusiastic all of the time. But when she needs to be in these emotional scenes, she absolutely crushes it. Fantastic job. Oh my goodness. I just looked it up. Her name is Masumi Tsunoda, and I did check, no relation to Yuki. Yasuke is also pretty good. I want to give a special shout out though to Hiro Kanagawa, who voices Oda Nobunaga.
You'll never see the truth.
Oh, enlighten me. old shinobi.
And waste my breath? Duel me!
No.
This guy sounds like he's having the time of his life, and then... Okay, so I'm gonna kind of spoil it, but not really, but kind of. So, you team up early on with Akechi Mitsuhide, and if you know your Japanese history, the thing that he's known for, yeah, it happens, and in that scene, Nobunaga, absolutely incredible voice acting. Holy crap, so great. Actually, you know what? I will spoil it. Again, kind of, because this was an actual, like, thing that happened 500 years ago, so history spoiled it. I'm not, and yeah, but just, like, here you go.
Whatever Mitsuhide told you, he has lied. He has betrayed me. He has deceived us all. You must not get my head. You understand?
Please.
Yasuke, it is over. I am lost. Is there anything at all that once given life does not perish?
The thing with Assassin's Creed Shadows, though, is that for every positive, there is also a negative. So while you have some absolutely fantastic performances, you also have some pretty questionable ones. Yaya, Tomiko, the son of Mitsuhide, this jerk, yeah, they're not great. It's hit and miss. When it hits, it really hits, but when it misses, it also really misses.
We will need to forge them.
Of course not. The risk of discovery is too great. They must be genuine. A samurai favored by Lord Nobunaga near Honoji is known to hold such documents. Find him and retrieve them. I'm not concerned with the details of how you do it. Just return when you are successful.
And the samurai?
Did I not say not to concern me with details? Now go!
So after Dad is gone, Naoi has a flashback. And this is weird because she has a flashback to a combat tutorial. But we're now an hour into the game, and I've been doing combat the whole time. So I don't know why this happens, but it's very odd. Okay, that's kind of all I have to say about that. But then you snap out of the flashback, you get taken care of by a monk and a child, and then you are free to set off and complete your actual, the main plot of the game, which is to hunt down the gang of Ronin who murdered your dad and stole your box. I love this. Having the main plot of an Assassin's Creed game be about assassinating people, like, how have they never done this before? The whole game, like, the main plot is like a checklist of names, and sure, there's, characters come and go and help you out with these various people, tracking them down and stuff, but the whole main goal of the game revolves around assassinating people. In an Assassin's Creed game. Mind-blowing. Absolutely incredible. The best parts of the old Assassin's Creed games were always when they would just let you into an open-ended area, give you a target, and be like, figure it out. And this game has a lot of that, and it's great when it does that. You might also wonder, when I was talking about the plot, where'd Yasuke go? Yeah, I said he's the fake-out main character for a reason. He just, after the intro, you just don't see him again for the next, 10 hours of the game. He's just off doing his own thing, hanging out with Nobunaga. He rejoins you later on, in a scene that I can only describe as tense, given the whole civilian massacring thing. But Naoi and Yasuke eventually get over their differences, you join forces, and you unlock him as a playable character. Just as a side note, I do actually really like these two. They have good chemistry, not in a romantic way, you creeps, okay? In a friend way.
At least now you don't have any other.
They can be pretty funny.
You will have this man's height. But you stand there like his equal. Like you could open his throat before he blinked.
I could.
She could.
The gameplay of Assassin's Creed Shadows, like everything else, the whole theme of the game, duality. Naui is all about speed and stealth, Yasuke, strength and power. The thing is, though, the game is called Assassin's Creed. When I play Assassin's Creed, I want to play as an assassin, which implies stealth and sneaky and, parkour and ninja stuff. Not running in with a big stick hitting people. So, I played as Naui about 99% of the time, and only switched to Yasuke when I had to for story missions. And this is because playing as Naui is so much fun. It is basically the old Assassin's Creed games with the stealth and the parkour, but it's like faster and smoother because it's been like a decade since we've gotten one of those old games, so the technology is just a lot better. And I think my love of this is just I love stealth games because I love strategy games, and stealth games are basically strategy games in disguise. It's like, I'm gonna sneak over here, assassinate this guy, throw a knife to distract these dudes while I parkour up here to jump on this other guy. And there's nothing like a good plan coming together, you know? It also feels really good because Naui is quite small. She's like a tiny Asian girl. So it just, you're less likely to like run into stuff, run into random objects, which was a problem the old games had and is still here a bit. Just hitting civilians and boxes and clutter around while you're trying to parkour can be annoying. But with her being smaller, it does lessen that somewhat. Or maybe it just feels that way, I don't know. She also does all of these like flips and spins and crazy parkour moves when she moves around, which feels awesome. The animations in this game are incredible. The animation department, I don't know how much they got paid. It was not enough. With everything, by the way, not just the free running. Weird thing, this game has the best hand animations I've ever seen in any game. Like when Naui is playing her like flute thing and the hands moving, it looks amazing. It looks so good. Even when playing as Yasuke, which I don't like, it still looks great, and the animations are very good. And I don't like playing as Yasuke because he is slow. He is slow and boring, and going from high-speed ninja flip-out to lumbering oaf with a big stick just feels terrible. I don't enjoy it at all.
Are you sure you want to fight me?
I think the most damning thing is that even when I was forced to do the open combat sections, I still preferred playing as Naui. Her combat just feels a lot more fluid, and I guess this is personal preference. I'm just more of a next build kind of guy. I like Sekiro, and playing Naui is kind of like playing Sekiro from Temu. It's more about like deflecting and dodging than Yasuke, who is about big slow weapon bonk. In general, the combat is fine. It's pretty what you would expect from any third-person video game over the last 15 years, which is light attack, heavy attack, dodge, parry. There's no stamina bar, which is nice, I guess. And you do have some special attacks, but they're fairly unremarkable. Oh, and speaking of combat, Naui also has the Kasurigama, which is OP. Most of the weapons feel pretty similar, but except for this one, because the heavy attacks are all these long, like huge arcs that can hit many enemies. The Naginata wishes it was that good. So let's talk about world design, because I mentioned that the world looks amazing, and it does, but it is also kind of a problem. The map in this game is pretty huge. I think it is a little bit smaller than like Odyssey and Valhalla. The key difference being those games were focused on exploration, and you had a boat. In this game, you have a horse. And while the horse is quick, it lacks the oomph of 20 burly Scandinavian oarsmen. Getting around is a chore. And to compound the problem of the long distances is that there's just nothing here. Most of the map is just either big empty fields or mountains. There's nothing to find anywhere, which, to be fair, that is not a problem exclusive to this game. I feel like 99% of open world games don't seem to realize that it doesn't matter how big or pretty your open world is if there's nothing to do in it. This is also sort of the Assassin's Creed 3 problem, where the biggest strength of the game is the parkour system, which you can't use in a field. And even most of the like villages in this game are just like a single row of houses all at the same elevation, so that's not great. Now, it does pull it together in the bigger cities. Kyoto is really cool. Sakai is pretty cool. I don't remember the name of it. The castle is fantastic. It's this like tiered city on the side of a mountain that is like the perfect Assassin's Creed city. They should have spent more time there. Speaking of castles, though, this game does have your Ubisoft outpost liberation kind of thing, but not really. It has a bit of a twist to it. Instead of having to clear out the whole outpost, instead, you just have to kill the leaders. And great, having more assassinating people. And that feels awesome. Having to sneak in, assassinate a couple key targets, and get out feels better than having to liberate the whole outpost as you would in a Far Cry game. And yeah, you don't liberate it, you just stab them and then steal some loot. Very cool. And look, okay, I've been yapping for a long time. My point of this whole video is that Assassin's Creed Shadows is great when it tries to be Assassin's Creed. The stealthy, sneaky, verticality allowing the use of parkour, sneak through the bushes, assassinate a target, get out. When it does that, it's awesome and it's really fun. But it struggles when it tries to do everything else. The boring, lengthy horseback rides, the mountaineering, the base building. I didn't even mention the base building. Yeah, you have a home base hideout where you kind of collect NPCs, and it's basically the settlements from Valhalla, but actually no, but it's just the settlements from Valhalla. So Ubisoft, this game has done very well, okay? It seems to have given you a bit of a lifeline. Your company was not looking good after Outlaws. It was a big flop, okay? This game has performed very well, and maybe it's not a bold take to say I like this game when it's the first Assassin's Creed in like a decade to have very positive reviews on Steam and be generally pretty well received. and I guess it has sold very well. It's like the second best launch they've ever had. So, please learn the right lessons. You can make good video games. You can do it, okay? I'm not even mad. I'm just disappointed that they keep churning out terrible stuff when they are clearly capable. There's talented people on the team. Just let them do their thing. So that's Assassin's Creed Shadows. A game that aspired for duality and achieved it in the wrong way. Not in the way it wanted to. Just let Assassin's Creed be Assassin's Creed, okay? If you want to start another franchise that's, all about the exploration and combat and call it something else, cool, go for it. But let Assassin's Creed be Assassin's Creed. Please. So that does it for me. If you've played Assassin's Creed Shadows, let me know what you thought of it. Leave a comment. And also, please subscribe. I'm almost at 1,000 subs. That would be, I think, pretty cool. I could get paid like 12 cents a video if I hit that mark. So, why do I do this? My name is Kamikaze. I will have more videos coming out soon. Goodbye.